past few years, we've had a lot of stories. A lot of stories from the Clockwork Chronicles, to Season Clockwork, to my Outcry, to Western Infestation. Whew, a lot of books. A lot of stories. And I'm sure we want to figure out where it all fits, where it all connects. So yeah. In this video, we're going to be talking about the first couple of books in the Clockwork Plan, and, well, Clockwork Chronicles, like Clockwork Plan, Unforeseen Danger. We'll see if we have enough time for more, but in my first recording of this, 20 minutes to get through the first two, so it would have been 40 minutes total. I don't know if you want to sit for 40 minutes. But yeah, basically, in the Clockwork Chronicles, we have a lot of events that happened. In Clockwork Plan, we find out, like, in the Clockwork Plan itself, we find out that Stampy and Liam are two young boys who get visited by Rose, who wants to recruit them to join the cause, who are protecting YouTubers, but their father wants no part in it. And he's like, no, you cannot join the cause. You cannot join it. Your mother did the same thing and it cost her her life. I do not want to lose you either. And so, yeah. But then Sam is getting weird symbols after learning what he learned from Rose, that Levi Jordan was captured and tortured by RJ for finding something like that he wasn't supposed to. And he wanted to ask Rose, but his father was not having it, so he ran away. He planned to come back, he just needed to walk. But then as he walked, he found a cave, and in that cave, he ran into one of Mr. A's men, and there was a portal. And so he ran through the portal, trying to escape because he was cornered and didn't know what to do. He ended up in Lovely World. So what do you expect to do in Lovely World? He goes straight to Stampy's house. Of course, he didn't know it was Stampy at the time. Like, he just ran because he didn't want to caught and captured her and who knows what. He doesn't know what's going to happen to him if he's captured. So he just goes for it. He goes to Stampy's house, runs into Stampy's house, and the man catches him, but then Stampy comes in and rescues him. And then, yeah, Sam realizes he's a YouTuber after a short amount of time. It's kind of hard not to do this. And, yeah. There's a thing about YouTubers that makes them a little bit different. So, yeah, some people look normal. It's really hard to notice. But, yeah, sometimes pretty noticeable. And yeah, at first Stampy doesn't take the boys' warnings seriously. He gets attacked and ambushed and almost captured. Like he was caught and he was being dragged toward a helicopter. But then Liam and Eli show up. And they help Sam rescue Stampy, come back, explain everything. Stampy finally takes them seriously, decides to go with them back to the safe house, where he meets Dan, who was captured and tortured by Mr. A in the first place, and heard that Mr. A's plan was to find Stampy, and for some sort of big plan he had, which we will find out in a second. Yeah. Basically, Stampy goes there, and he stays there. Eli and Rose hang out for a little bit, then go on their own mission, leaving this guy named Gerald to stay with them. And, yeah, it does not go to plan. Gerald starts accusing Stampy of being a traitor, of talking with the Mr. A's men, of his theory about how the Clockwork Plan works, where people are captured, tortured, discovered, and eliminated. Dang, like, you really do need to read that part of the book. It's a good theory, but it's a good theory, and it ends up being true. Yeah. And Gerald accuses him of doing that, and out of the blue, some guys show up, Dan and Stampy get captured, and it finds out that Gerald was the one who called them. But then he accuses Stampy of being a traitor for the one to do it. And Sam and Liam aren't having it, so they go after Stampy. Gerald tries to stop them, but they're like, nope, we're going. They go after Stampy and Dan. A rescue party is sent, but they only rescue Dan because they see Stampy as a traitor and don't think he deserves it. So Stampy gets tortured quite brutally, and Sam and Liam finally show up and save the day, and they help Rose and Eli trap Mr. A and his brother RJ, who was also there, inside the portal they were trying to go through, which led originally to Wonderburg. And now, like, at the end of the book, it's like Stampy is able to go back. He has some weird potion effects he has to recover from, but, like, it's not too big a deal. Like, this effect with the portal, it's kind of hard to explain. So, like, I don't really try. So, yeah. They get back home, they rest, they relax, and Sam spends the rest of the summer over there, then goes back home to his dad. His dad's like, I can't make you do anything anymore. Like, sure, you're under my roof, but, like, you're 17, you should be able to make your own choices. Liam's already at the school helping Lizzie and Stacy, though he doesn't know it yet, and helping help the teachers teach the kids how to use a sword, because that's important. Yeah, Liam's over there, just hanging out there. And then we move on to the second book. After Stampy, during the events of the first book, but like it's in a short story, which you can find in the playlist, Stampy goes to Wonderburg and has William just watching, just make sure nobody follows him through. And he's like, well, like, Wizard Keen, I need to warn you about something. This is what's going on. We need to make sure nobody can get in here, because I don't know why they want to come in here. So, yeah. We also find out here that Rose's feeling that somebody was trying to help her close the portal and switch it over. It was them. It was them. Wizard Keen felt the same thing. I think Priscilla did too. But like you mentioned that, but yeah. They helped close the portal. She redirected it to a prison world, and that was that. That happened. That could have been bad. But like now we are in the next book, where Charles is still at large. Sam is at home. She's continuing to go into school while there's rumors going around. And yeah, his father is getting concerned for his son's safety. He's like, maybe you should think about going to the school to stay safe from all of these rumors, especially if they find out you were connected to this potential traitor. Of course, his father doesn't believe that because he believes his son, like, he doesn't really care about the YouTuber thing, but he's like, I want my son to be safe. So, like, this choice is up to you. You're 17, you make your own choice. And so Sam does. He makes his own choice. He goes to school for the last time and runs into Brian. Brian's like, oh, hey, my new foster family is pretty cool because his grandparents can't take care of him anymore. And Sam has been helping him move into his new family, his home. And they get ambushed by Mr. A's men. Sam's not allowed to carry a sword to school. So Sam uses his bag to distract the men long enough for him and Brian to get out of there and go to Levi's house so that Sam can explain everything to Brian because he hates lying to his friends. And so, yeah, Levi tells them that they should probably go to the school and that he will contact Brian's new foster family and let them know what's going on and reassure them that he's safe and that he will be safe and protected. And so they go, they reunite with Liam, they meet Stacy, they meet Lizzie, and as it turns out, Lizzie's the one that their mother protected that night when she lost her life. After Lizzie was unintentionally betrayed by Joel, her boyfriend at the time. They lost each other. Like, Joel was trying to protect her, but didn't realize the men would go against her word. And yeah, he regretted that for years. If you read the short stories, then you know eventually they do come back together. So that's sweet. But, like, that's not really important to the overall story. It's just, a Liam moment that I wrote in because, like, I didn't have very many moments with Liam because, well, he wasn't the main character. Yeah. Until later, of course. In the meantime, Stampy gets kidnapped by Gerald. And Gerald frees Mr. A and RJ, who, and Gerald said he's gonna make everybody think Stampy was the one who freed them. And then takes Stampy through the portal, tortures him. Stampy manages to escape thanks to a creeper explosion through a barred window. Yeah, he almost gets captured again, but Stacy saves him. Stacy brings him to the others, but he gets intercepted by one of the cause members who really don't like the fact that he's there. Yeah, they stop that, and Stampy meets Tony, who helps the head of the school, Tom, with all the kids' stuff and take care of everything there. And yeah, Stampy then has to go home back to Lovely World with Sam. They stay there for a little while and, like, hang out and all that stuff. But then Sherbert starts acting weird. Sherbert's like, something's wrong. You need to check it out. And Sam decides to listen to him. Goes follow where the dog was pointing towards, whether he heard something or whatnot. And then he finds Martin being attacked by a few of Mr. A's men. He rescues Martin and finds out that Nettie's in trouble because Gerald had her taken. So they go to rescue Nettie, and Stampy ends up having to protect her from Gerald, who's doing all these crazy stuff. Like, she's trying to protect Stampy, but Stampy's trying to protect her, and Gerald's like, oh, okay. And then he's trying to get to both of them, trying to hurt Stampy, but also Nettie's getting in the way. So, like, yeah, Stampy, when he goes after Nettie again, like, Stampy attacks him and hits him on the cheek with his overpowered sword. And gives him a nice, lovely scar there. Yeah, Stampy was the one that gave them the scar. In book 2. Yeah. They managed to escape. And, yeah. And then the cause members, who think that Stampy is a traitor end up intercepting the teleporter when they wanted to just have a little fun. Squishy and Squid show up and save the day. Like the bunch of heroes they are. And, yeah. Then, yeah, Nettie goes home, accidentally slips to Sam. Sam needs to real identity. But Sam's like, I don't care. I already know you know him. I don't need to. The fact that, like, Big B, otherwise that's Tony, was at school to help kids, but his identity was secret because he didn't want anyone to know that there were actually more than 2 YouTubers at the place. Just doing it in secret. This was before Terry, back in Third Life. This was written way before that. Yeah. This is a reference, if you don't realize, from Minecraft Story Mode Season 2. That's the reference. So yeah, Nettie and friends go home. Yeah, they spend a little time together with Stampy, Squishy, Squid, the best. And then they get met up with Eli, Dom, and the bodyguards. And as it turns out, Eli had to make a difficult choice he didn't really want to make because there were some people who weren't really happy. On the one side, they didn't like the fact that there was a traitor in the school. Traitor. And then on the other side, Sam is not in school and people are worried about his education. And so, yeah, Sam is forced to go back to the school and stay on campus, while these bodyguards protect Stampy until he's of age, which is only a year, so like it's not that big of a deal. Right? Wrong. Guys don't really care about Stampy. They see him as a traitor, and the first chance they get, they turn him over to Gerald. But this doesn't happen right away. Stampy and William plan an escape. William decides to make a distraction and then free all the helpers, and Squid is Squishy. And Stampy goes up to talk to Sam. And Sam is there when Gerald shows up and kidnaps him. And Sam's not happy about that. So, like, he breaks all code, but is under an assignment from Tom. Because Tom decided, well, it might be fine. Might be fine if I allow that. Because, like, oh, you went, oh. But, like, so he goes straight to Lovely World, find the others, and go rescue Stampy. And, yeah. Squishy goes with him, and they find Stampy. Yeah, Mr. A tortured him with a horrible method, I might add. Really dark. This is why I say it's like PG-13 and not more. Yeah, that's one of the darker moments of the series. Oh. Yeah, this is the result of all the Stampy's nightmares and night terrors in the future. Oh. Stampy is so terrified after that. And he almost dies in this book. That's how bad it is. He almost dies. So yeah, they get back home. Stampy starts his recovery process. Sam invites Nettie, and she invites Jimmy and Martin later. We see in another short story how that happened. But, yeah. And then, yeah. Basically, they come stay for a while. Yeah, just hang out at the end of the book. It's like a little sweet moment after Stampy's fully recovered. Just a nice little celebration. Welcome home, buddy. You get a nice dance with Squishy. Little romance. You gotta know. This is the important part. If there's a romance, I do it when the actual real people are actually together. Like, for example, Pat and Jen. They're not together in the stories. I've had to rewrite this. I have to restart their relationship twice. Because of that. Well, it's fine, but, yeah. They're out there. And, like, yeah. Stampy and Squishy. Technically, they're married now. But, like, I made it so they're, like, a couple. And, like, Martin and Nettie are a couple in the story, too. Yeah. It just shows that they really do genuinely care about each other. Sacrifice for freedom. Yeah. Stampy struggles through some trauma from the events of book 2. Mr. A and Gerald still struggles with nightmares, night terrors. Yeah. Squid is quite protective of Stampy, doesn't want to leave him alone, and like, yeah. He wants to make sure his friend is safe and helps him any way he can. Martin, Jimmy, and Nettie want to go home. They also run into Connor. Like, Martin and Jimmy run into Connor later in the story, who was looking for Sam, found this guy who said he would help him. And finds Sam, but accidentally ends up being a distraction from what this guy is really doing, which is trying to finish Stampy because he's another traitor. You see a pattern here. Stampy, like, they go after Stampy, like, yeah, they're not mad at Connor, like, it's not his fault, like, he's just really worried about his friend, wondering where everybody is, because nobody's telling him anything. So yeah, like, they go and find Stampy, and this guy is trying to drown them, so Squid dives in and saves them. As you know, Squid can breathe underwater. That's his gift that was given to it. And yeah, Connor is very remorseful and guilty about what he did. He's like, I don't want to meet this cat. I don't want him to know that I was a part of that. I don't want any of this. Like, he really doesn't want any of it. So I don't really think he was, like, when Rose picked him up, I don't think he really joined the cult or anything. He just, like, moved on with his life. He didn't want anything to do with it, honestly. I wouldn't blame him after something like that. Yeah. Also, the group came up with a plan to better protect Stampy. Fizzy comes up with a cool idea to use fireworks. So, yeah. Fizzy decides, oh yeah, we can use fireworks to call distress signals and all that stuff. And yeah. And when Jimmy and Nettie go home, we get news from Dan that Stacy and Lizzie have disappeared after being kidnapped. That's also a short story. Gerald attacks Stampy again, while he and Squid are just hanging out because, well, Squid doesn't want him to be walking out on it, though, for good reason. And Stampy wanted to think, and Squid ends up giving his own life to protect his friend, and then William chases Gerald off before he can hurt Stampy. And unfortunately, that's the first best friend death. The only one so far. That almost happened with Crane and Mumbo. If you remember that statement. It hasn't, but it almost did. I wasn't ready to kill any of them off yet. Still not ready. Yeah. Jimmy was found later in the story at the portal when Sam was taken by Fiddy because Fiddy was like, oh, he probably saw the fireworks. I'm like, you probably saw the fireworks. And he's like, oh, I'm going to check this out. And it's like, oh. And he goes to check out, like, when they find out that Nettie and Martin have been captured. Sam goes to help best we can. Dan finds them. And then Sam gets captured. Again. Sam and Squish go after him, finding them as they stage a rescue. Which they do. Gerald gets crushed by some rubble during the rescue. And, yeah. Like, it's implied. It's not implied that he's dead. Of course, you wouldn't think they would be able to survive the rubble, but honestly, I like to think that maybe he had a totem on him and he got it out last minute. Or he had another way of escape, or maybe he was just really lucky. It's like maybe he has some past glimmer of genetics relating to YouTubers in some way, because they have some sort of magical healing factor that helps them heal fast. But no, we don't see him for a while. We don't see him for a while, so like it really took a while for him to get to his feet and start going back doing secret stuff. Nettie and Sam get captured, however, and Sam is forced to watch as RJ tortures Nettie, and then they get rescued by Eli and Rose. But while they were escaping, they got ambushed again, and Eli ended up giving his life so that Sam and Nettie could escape, but the guy still follows them through. And so when Sam goes to find Fluffy to let her know that they were home and to let Stampy know, he had to go back to help Nettie because the guy came back and was trying to hurt Nettie and trying to protect her, but ends up needing help. Luckily for him, the rest of the crew show up. Yeah. Yeah. He also takes, like, once everything's done and dusted, and Stampy realizes that Jared's in fact supposedly gone. It just doesn't feel real. Yeah. Yeah. It didn't feel real to me, so. Yeah. Sam takes Nettie to see Stampy after she had a nightmare. And they hide at the side of a helicopter later, which turned out to be good because Stampy got captured again. His friends fight their way in to rescue him. Yeah. This is similar to the almost ending of book 4. Like, I didn't want that, but like I added an extra thing. Yeah, let's get right into book 4. Yeah. Stampy wants to surprise Squishy with a special night out. He loves her and wants He loves Sam. I don't know how many times I've messed that up. I'm gonna have to look back at the recording and fix it every time. Squishy. Yeah. In the book, it is written as she, her, but, yeah. Now, like in season Clockwork, it is later after these books, after this book specifically, and after the book's short stories, like, Squishy had a reflection about their own gender identity. To say they wanted different pronouns than were bi. So, yeah. I respected that. Yeah. I'm doing a lot better writing the they, them sort of pronoun story stuff now than I was when I wrote it back in season Clockwork. So, what's that? You better read it. So, yeah. While Stampy, Squishy, and Sam go to the park to surprise them, they get ambushed and Stampy is captured. Sam gets kicked really hard, trying to help Stampy, as Sam could have a concussion, and Squishy is concerned for him and urges him not to hurt himself by trying to look for him, that they would find a way to make sure somebody was looking like Rose, which they do manage to do. Yeah. Stampy is given to a trade for the cost for RJ, which works unbeknownst to Rose, who is looking for him. Yeah. And one of Mr. A's men tried to kidnap Squishy to buy his leader time to do all this stuff, but Sam intervenes. Doesn't want that happen. Yeah. Stampy is found by the Salem after nearly getting suffocated, but they get ambushed by the cause members who want to hurt him. And Salem warns Nettie and the others. Santiago, Nettie's protector, is sends out group to rescue Stampy. They successfully do so. Sam and Squishy learn about this and go to get him and wait while he recovers while trying to return. Sam gets separated from the others who nearly evade capture, being saved by Lauren and Yami. Hey, that showed up. I haven't watched Yami in a while. But yeah, when I was watching, I like that. Clockwork was supposed to be in this too, but, well, that happened. Stampy still suffers from the horrible nightmares. Liam comes to fetch Sam to let him know that, hey, I know where your friends are. Probably shouldn't lose them again. He takes them to them. Yeah. And while Stampy is recovering, during their stay there, they get attacked again, and Squishy is captured this time. They go on a mission to rescue them. I read it properly in the notes. They rescue Squishy, but they learn Nettie was taken too, which is also in a short story. Stampy gets a distress call from the communicator from Nettie, who is injured. He goes looking for her with Sam, saving her from being recaptured. Sam uses the destruction of invisibility on Stampy so he can go find her, but he instead uses that invisibility to his advantage to help Sam. The group return first to get Nettie home. Santiago is injured at this point, recovering from his injuries after trying to protect Nettie. So, yeah. They go back to Lovely World with extra precautions, which is why they're so, the cause members now are so careful with all of this now. But yeah, Stampy then gets captured again, and Mr. A uses Stampy's own sword against him. Overpowered, Stampy decides to put it in an inner chest later, so it's like, I'll never use it again. Yeah. Great Jr. shows up and tries to help, thus initiating that every dog was mentioned once before Corey and Benji died. Spoilers! After the attack, he starts to hear voices, and his nightmares are tormenting him again, urging him to do something. Yeah. He goes out to the SS Stumpy to think about it after being ambushed and being distracted by these voices that keep showing up in his head. Sam goes with him for sport, though it does so crazy. As it turns out, it was Squid. And it was haunting him, trying to get him to help others some way, but telling the truth. Yeah. Spectator mode. But yeah, that happened. Sam and Liam find someone in the epilogue to tell the story, which is now a book that you can find in this world. Kids have read it by now. Adults have read it. They've learned a little bit of the truth, but of course, Mr. A wants to stifle it as much as possible. Now, after the books, before Hermitcraft, I have little notes. Like, some of these are more important than others. I'll let you know. Beauty in the Butt introduces Grader. Stacy wants to warn him of Mr. A's men, but they get ambushed, and Grader ends up saving her. Doubled, Red Cat gets mistaken for Stampy, and Liam has to step in. Another Liam moment. Yeah. The incident in the arena introduces Pat and Jen, which will come in play later. I won't say when, because I don't want to spoil it. But, like, if you read the short story, hey, you'll get that. Hero of Wonderburg, Mr. A finally gets into Wonderburg and wants to use the Wonder Gem to destroy the YouTubers, Stampy and the others help him. It's a little dark. Like, unlike Hero in Need, which is my take on Season 3 of Wonder Quest. Like, it's a little dark. It's another version when, like, Season 3 would have already happened. So, like, I don't really recommend, if you are really young, to watch something like that. But, yeah. It's a little dark. So, like, yeah. I do say it, like, on the first line when you read it. This is not for your kids. So. Alright, Legend of the Sea Doggo. Doesn't seem important at first, but it is important if you know about the Eliminators, because this comes into play later. But, like, yeah, Denny is the bomb, is whisked into a wild adventure with Stampy, and they become friends. I'm not gonna spoil what happens. Like, they discovered that Mr. A is using Guardians to power up some new toys. Using Guardians pretty much as the new toys, but, like, they later use this to help with the Eliminator. And that's literally the end of those notes, and it's 34 minutes in. I don't know how long this video is actually going to be, so we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'd appreciate, like, if you made it this far through, I really appreciate you. I'm sorry for talking so fast. It's just, like, speed. Gotta get through it all. But yeah, that's 4 books in 30 minutes. Wow. 30 minutes. That's crazy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was like 1,200 plus pages total. So, yeah, I've got like 600 more to get through for the Clockwork, and then about 2 or 3 others left. And then we go into more after our student visitation. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the little recap, and yeah, be sure to subscribe if you want to see the next one, because, like, it will be the Hermitcraft one, which will be out in probably April, depending on when those videos get published. I never know, I might decide to mass upload them. I won't, because, like, they're small enough that they'll be fine going up once a week. It was season Clockwork that was just a lot. As well as Clockwork Chronicles. Like, oh my goodness, it was a lot, and I wanted to get it done. But yeah, that's gonna be one to recap. And if you guys would prefer to watch that video over all 80 plus of those. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that might be. Bye.